In the vast majority of cases, missing people are reported missing only temporarily. 95% of them are found within the first 10 days. Unfortunately, many of them are no longer alive by then, but most stories end well. For example, many people know the story of Amelia Earhart, the first female pilot to fly across the Atlantic. In 1937, during a round-the-world trip, her airplane disappeared from radar over the Pacific Ocean and was never contacted again. For 2 weeks, 66 airplanes and many ships searched for her. However, the search for the missing woman was unsuccessful. It was not until 2018 that remains believed to belong to the missing pilot were found on the uninhabited island of Nkomororo. This disappearance is considered solved. However, there are stranger disappearances that have failed to be solved for decades, and some disappearances remain a mystery forever. One of the most unusual disappearances occurred early last century in a quiet rural area in Canada. There lived a small Inuit tribe of 30 men, women, and children. The Aborigines were characterized by good temperament and hospitality, always welcomed travelers, gave them food and lodging. Because of this, Joe LaBelle, a local hunter, became friends with them. He often visited the tribe, coming to Anjikuni Lake, not far from where their village was located. When he once again came to their village, he was struck by the ringing silence, broken only by the crackling of the dying embers of the fire. Even more surprising was the silence of the husky dog, who usually greeted his guests with loud barking. When the hunter examined the dwelling, he saw that food, clothing, and all belongings were still there, only the men had disappeared. Joe discovered that the husky dogs were dead, which explained the ominous silence. Investigation revealed that the camp had been abandoned about 8 weeks ago, and the cause of the dogs' deaths was starvation. And this added more strangeness to the story of the disappearance. Why hadn't the animals left the village in search of food? Why hadn't the suddenly vanished Eskimos taken their food supplies and belongings with them? And who had started the campfire that LaBelle had found? Residents of the surrounding villages claimed to have seen an unidentified glow over the lake during this period, but the mystery of the tribe's disappearance remained unsolved. Where do you think all these people disappeared to? Why did they leave all their supplies and dogs behind? Did they just decide to get away from civilization, or were they taken by aliens? Write in the comments which version you think is more realistic and true. Before we move on to the second story of the strange disappearance, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is very important to me. Among recent disappearances, one of the strangest disappearances occurred in 1975 in New York City. A married couple, John and Martha Wright, drove into the Lincoln Tunnel and stopped to wipe the glass from accumulated condensation. The husband was doing the windshield while the wife headed for the rear window. A couple of seconds later, John discovered that the wife had simply disappeared. There were no other cars in the tunnel, and if she had wanted to run away, he would definitely have noticed. At first, the police assumed that the husband simply made up the story to cover up his wife's murder, but the investigation and review of video from the cameras proved that his words about the tunnel turned out to be true. How Martha's strange disappearance happened remains a mystery to this day. Do you have any idea where Martha went? Let's discuss theories in the comments. See you in the new videos.